Welcome back to Breakfast Television. We're sitting at 7:50 now, and time to focus on business. And for that, we turn to our business editor, Mike Eppel. Good morning.
Good morning, Sarah. How are you?
Well, I'm all right, but there's been a lot of talk of the coronavirus, obviously how it's affecting us here in Canada and across the world. Is it tampering with the world markets, Mike?
It is. It's the fear assessment that this might turn into a repeat of the SARS outbreak of 2002. And in that case, it, at that time, hit global airline travel. It dented the world economy because it slowed the movement of goods. They're trying to, lock down the city of Wuhan in China. This is a city of 11 million people. It is a massive undertaking by China's government. But at the same time, if it spreads, and we've already seen it play out in the aviation sector where the stocks of the big airlines have been down over the course of this week, it does have economic implications. So overnight, for example, China's benchmark, Shanghai Composite, down 2.8%. They're going into Lunar New Year celebrations, so the markets will be closed for several days. So investors were like, don't know how this is going to play out. So they sold today, and so far this morning we have seen a downdraft, albeit somewhat moderate, on world markets elsewhere. And
how is it affecting oil prices?
This is more of a clear barometer, I suppose, of market nervousness related to the economic implications of an outbreak. Because, again, you could see less demand for jet fuel, for example, lower traveling. Just in general, the demand for global oil and gas may fall. It's a lot of speculation at this point. Nevertheless, the price for U.S. oil has dropped by more than 5% over 2 days. The Western Canadian Select benchmark is down this morning 4%. It was down 5% yesterday. So these are significant moves. And it's the market kind of positioning itself at this point for the worst case scenario.
And we heard yesterday that yesterday, the Bank of Canada interest rate remained the same. Do you think that the coronavirus could, in fact, impact that as well?
Not necessarily. Well, that depends. Let's face it, that is a wild card. The Bank of Canada didn't mention it specifically. They actually said we've gone through the trade deals, which is good, and sorted other positives, but they're worried now about consumer debt loads, Canadian consumer confidence, retail spending, manufacturing output. These are red flags coming into the year. So they actually opened the door a crack here to potentially, if the economy continues to slow down, interest rate reduction. And that is a different tone, certainly, and signal than we have heard recently from the Bank of Canada, and the Canadian dollar is reflecting it. It's below 76 cents right now.
Okay. For those looking to keep track of this, we'll see you at the same time tomorrow. Stay out of trouble, okay?
Right. I'll try. Thank you.
See you then. You can, of course, hear Mike Eppel on 660 News as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the markets.
This portion of BT is brought to you by 660 News, Calgary's breaking news, weather, and traffic station.